Okay, so this is good. So we have our, we've put our message spectrum, we've put it somewhere on the frequency axis that we're allowed to transmit in, or a little space we're allowed to use to transmit. Now, keep in mind there's going to be other stations transmitting, all kinds of whatever junk over here up past us, but this is our little bit there. So now what happens when we want to? So this process we just went through is what the transmitting radio station would do. They would have a message to transmit. They would multiply it by a cosine and do this. And this is what it looks like in the air in the electromagnetic spectrum. And now what happens in your car radio, say, when you want to listen to the radio? Well, what that does, you tune your radio with that little knob. You tune it to this frequency here, F naught. You tune it to the carrier frequency. And then what your radio actually does is it does this process again with the signal it receives. So let's think about, again, it's maybe a little hard to visualize, but let's think about what happens when you multiply, or when you you multiply this message by this cosine again, or you convolve this right here by this same cosine, these same delta functions. What happens when you convolve this with this? It's a little bit hard to show completely here, but what actually happens is that a copy of this information all gets moved back to the center with that second multiplication, and we end up with our original signal at baseband. We also end up with some little stuff out here at twice the frequency, way out on the frequency axis. That we don't care about, though, because we have something called low-pass filters, which would kind of just, it would kind of just pull this chunk out, right? So that's what your car radio does. It modulates again, and actually it's called demodulation because it sucks it back to the center there, so we can pull it out easy. And okay, that's the important points here. We'll talk about different, maybe particular schemes, modulation schemes and whatnot, but this is the general gist of it. Thanks.